the YouTubers on with us. Hey, what's up, YouTubers? What's going on? Finally get you online here. Let's get the day started. About to get things rolling here. 38 seconds till the market's open. Once again, the 20-second contracts for the long plays and the 20th and the 23rd and whatever else is we have for the options writing plays. Currently 454.60 on SPY, and the market is about to open. QQQ now is down heavily, 379 from 386. That's a what, an $8 move there, $7 move. So tech is taking a hit. Tesla is holding up better than I expected. I expected a Tesla to be getting smoked, but they are holding up reasonably well, all things considered. They are down, yes, but I was expecting sub 9. And they're holding about 910, 915 pretty well. There's the market open. Red candle right out of the gate. The market is bright red, to be expected. To be expected. And let's see what's going on here. I got to mute this. I know what you're talking about. There it is. That is muted. All right. All right, little bottom wick right there off of SPY, and that's pretty much bouncing off just where we kind of consolidated that lower 454 level. Let's take a look around the market. XLK, Y, all this stuff is bright red. Trading View just froze on me. All right, come on now. All right, there we go. XLF is red. All this stuff is pretty much the same. Man, this stuff is slow today. All right, let's go down to bonds. Bonds are spiking up high there. After a little bit of downside action going into the market open, we rebounded about, what, 8 o'clock Eastern, or 9 o'clock Eastern time and started climbing. The VIX is up here at 25, now 2609. Watch this first pivot, which is 2609. Starting to climb up there. We're just under 26 at 2586, so watch that first pivot. We're already testing veterans' upper range of the VIX PVI, the 2644. We're already testing that, so watch that as that comes into play there. I'm going to dual up my screens here. I'm going to put VIX down here. No bueno, no bueno. Let's see here. Mute that. There we go. SPY's up top. I'm going to zoom that out. All right, good to go. Cool, cool, cool. All right, there shouldn't be any other audio. Let me know if everything is cleared up on the YouTube channel. There are 454.13 red candles. QQQ's got a nice, big, healthy red selling action there with a smaller price action candle. Now, one admin data to be aware of with these big fluctuations in the price, make sure you're scaling appropriately, because very large price action can look like small candles because of the range of the charts that we're playing with. So make sure you're scaling appropriately. All right, 445.60 down here. That's a big drop for SPX, obviously. We are holding this support here. We definitely now I want to be aware of S5, and that's a level I'm going to be looking at going into the whole week, not just today. So as the price action starts to play out, if we do continue to drop or show a little weakness, I'll be looking at that S5 level going into tomorrow and Wednesday. All right, so this candle is go flipping back and forth, red and green. We've had another green candle forming here just under R1. Let's see what we got going in terms of premium SPX options chain. For SPY, I'll be looking at the December 22nd contracts. And there we go, there we go. Large red candles right here, right out of the gate. Flush that baby down. Is Tesla finally selling off here? Yeah, look at that. So Tesla's finally taking that beating that I thought they would. Let's see how that starts to play out in the markets. Clean bounce right there, almost off of S1. Right below where we were in pre-market, so not looking good so far in terms of holding levels. And SPX, bam, bam, bam. Wow, look at these premiums. Implied volatility is 27.5%, almost 28%. $34.08 and $35 for a close to for an at the money put or call here. Awesome stuff. 453.85 and dropping. $37 for at the money, or $39 for at the money premiums on the puts. So crazy, crazy stuff in terms of cost. The volume now on these things. Look at that little green candle there. Man, look at these huge fluctuations. Alrighty. So shaking and baking for sure. Let me start taking a look at where I'm going to plan. So 44s, let's see. So the 23rds, there's no contracts there, obviously, because we're closed that day. 23rds look good. Letting the price action play out just a second here. This thing is shaking and baking quickly. I want to make sure I get a good trend, and we'll start rolling in to some plays. Man, you can get some awesome premium today. Oh, man. I love it. Got to be careful, though, because with these large swings, we know that 50 and 60-point swings are not quote-unquote safe. So I know when you like to play spreads, you'd like to try that 50, 60 points out. Oh, SPX can't touch that. Well, I'd like to refer you back to Exhibit A, which is Wednesday and Thursday. 100 points in an hour and a half proves you wrong. Let's see here, 44. Stand by one, stand by one. There we go there. All right. Just forming something real quick. Just bear with me, bear with me. There we go. $47. I'm just pricing out an iron condor. Just bear with me 1 second here while I look at something. All right. Okay. So there we go. We've got it's a little bit of red here. I'm not going to take an iron condor just yet. I'm going to let the price action make sure we don't flush like 50 points in minutes. Let the kind of like that 10 o'clock range come along here, and I'm going to start looking at an iron condor. I am going to post what I'm looking at here in the OM Theta plays, which is exclusive for tier 2s. Oscar Mike, what's up, man? New question. Seems like the opening is always most volatile. Yep, that is pretty much true. Although the past week or so, we've had incredible volatility throughout the entire day. You thinking of going short or long? Right now, I'm kind of leaning towards puts, at least in the morning time. Possibly relief rally going into the end of the day. That doesn't mean I'm bullish for the week. We could see some relief buying into the afternoon, but it all depends on how we kind of play out this morning. That's why I haven't taken a position yet, because I know that, look at these wicks. When you see a huge candle, big wick, right there, don't say that too fast. Right now, I want to make sure that I'm not going to get smoked on a call or a put. Let's take a look around the market here. Man, trading view is super slow. Come on now. All right, NVIDIA is trying to make a little climb here, not much. Microsoft, red candles. Apple. Come on now. This is getting a little old. Amazon's red. Tesla's got a little green here. Google's starting to climb. Facebook is red and falling. Berkshire. If you all did notice, by the way, I switched the veteran morning ranges from dots to lines. I just like lines a little better. The dots kind of wig me out a little bit. So I did switch them over to lines. You can do that over there in the little cog settings on the veteran session ranges. Are we entering a play? We're getting close. LOL. Montages. Speaking of montage, did you know that Rocky 4 is like 83% montage? Something crazy like that. It's actually less than that, but I'm being colorful. But yeah, most of the movie is a very large amount of montage. Still a great movie though. Still a great movie. Big part of the 80s. Red candle off of R1. R1 continues to be a strong resistance and the upward side of things. 454.68 on SPY. All right, watch this baby right here. Man, look at that red candle. Wow. That is a candle if I've ever seen one. Man, these things are crazy. Crazy right now. Look at that candle. I mean, look at that right there. We're 454.88 down to 453, and we're talking about dollar candles, dollar and a half, $2 candles now growing as this thing. What's Tesla? Did Tesla finally break? Nope, Tesla's still green. So what's causing that huge red right there? Microsoft. What's Microsoft doing? If I can get TradingView to actually update sometime this century, I can make it. All right, there is it. So big red on Microsoft there. What's the Nasdaq doing? NQ. Come on now. Oh, this is terrible. All right, big red candle in SPY, still growing there. It took only 6 minutes to load that candle. 453.26, 454, or 455. So that's almost a $2 candle. As down we go. Yeah, R1 is a strong level. We've tested it a few times in pre-market. We tested it there twice in the actual trading session, and down we go. We've got 25 minutes until the morning range is set. I can be a sports announcer. Thanks. I would love to do that. I love some sports. Do I say when I'm entering a play? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Um, I won't say what the play was. I leave all the details of what the play is for my Patreoners. But yeah, I'll tell you when I'm entering an exiting play. Man, look at that action right there. All right, so I'm going to come out here. I want to see what the VIX is doing on my calculated screen there. Look at that big green on the VIX. Watch the 2609 pivot as we start to come up there and approach VET's upper PVI. Nutty, nutty price action. Bum, 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 bum. Big green candles. Yeah, so with in the face of a large amount of options expiring this past Friday and S&P rebalancing, there's a whole lot like there's an identity crisis now in terms of these levels, and we're trying to figure that out. There's a lot of open air right here where there's not a lot of supports and resistances here. So we have to start forming those open interests. We have to start buying up in this vacuum. It's created this vacuum of nothingness. And with a large amount of volatility and liquidity, things are bouncing up and down left and right. So that huge open interest that we saw at 4,700, that is pretty much, at least it's greatly weakened here. So now there's just massive buying in and out of this vacuum, and that's why you see these massive swings here. So I highly encourage you. This is not the time. It definitely seems enticing to kind of jump in here and get yourself a big credit or a big profit very quickly. However, this is a time to play cautiously. Look at that big green on QQQ, by the way. You do not want to get smoked out in the face of incredible volatility. Look at that. Big wicks. Oh, Cody coming out with the 4490 PCS. Wow. I respect it. I respect it. Aggressive. All right, now I'm going to start. All right, we're almost there. We're about 20 minutes away from the session range here. I'm going to start seeing if I can dump in their position. Booyah. All right. December 22nd, SPX calls. Man, these things are super, super pricey. All right, looking here. SPX is 45 right there. All right, look at that green candle right there on SPY, just hammered right off of S1. Still stuck in between R1 and S1. This is all from the Tier 3 call he had this weekend. That's all just theoretical stuff. Delete all this out. We're going to put that in there as blue. We're going to make that 4. Red candle right here. Shaking and baking, shaking and baking. Big red on QQQ, same thing as SPY, so bring it right down there, holding 453.69. Hey, what's up, Samir? How you doing? How to become one of your patrons, bro? Trying to make some money. What's up, Justin? Yeah, so if you go down into the link in the description of the video, the Patrons, click on that, choose which tier you want to be a part of, and come and join us, man. Make sure you link your Discord account to the Patreon account, and to refresh. Once you do that, close out your Discord, refresh your Discord app, and it should give you all of the access to the all the different exclusivity of the Patrons. Hey, by the way, we finally have the first trading shirt, investing shirt posted on our website. Limited run. I think we're only selling like 30, 35, 40 of these shirts. So make sure you get your hands on that if you want a good just investing t-shirt. Go to theoptionsmillionaire.com and get that shirt. We'll send them. We'll actually ship those out before Christmas if you go ahead and get your hands on one. So 433.77 coming down and testing S1 again. A 400 meter. Yeah, no entry yet, but yes. Man, look at that red candle. Booyah. All right, man, this thing is shaking all over. Let's look at the VIX here, still holding 25.60 in between this range. right under that 2609. Big red candles here. Just under S1. Watch the bottom of this range here. We've got 15 minutes. That's a nice large red candle right there. And still falling. Booyah. Watching the 40, let's see, the 45-40 puts in the event that we start to fall below this range. Because this thing is crazy shaking right now. We'll jack up the prices on them premiums. All right, I'll try here. Man, I'm just, things are running slow here. All right, hold on a second right there. Just bear with me 1 second. Looking at something. Alrighty. Testing right here. Look at that red candle testing S2 right here. All right, so watch this level. Watch them level. Is there a stream back up there? Is it still lagging, or is it good to go? Let's see. I think we're still good. All right, watch that red candle S2 right now. A lot of stuff is lagging it. Like my trading view is lagging big time, so I'll be watching that. All right, bring this up here. It's good. Looking at the 45 or 40 contracts, just make sure you're playing very smart here because the price action is starting to die off here. The selling action is a little bit lower, although still high, but it's relatively lower, and we're just bouncing all over the place. S2, so premiums are incredibly expensive, They're $40 just for close to the money puts and calls here. All right, so I'm watching this interaction around S2 right here. We're kind of fizzling out here. We've got 10 minutes till the market range is set. And I'll be looking at how this thing plays out. All right, took my first play there. I entered into a PCS right off of S2. I posted that in for our people. Man, that went well. Booyah. I posted that in OM Theta. Man, look at that green candle. Nice, nice, nice. That went well. Man, I'm already up almost 50% on these babies. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say let's go. I apologize. All right, coming right back up to S1, bouncing off S2. All right. What trade did I set up? I'm setting up a PCS, and now I'm setting up an iron condor. I'm going to take 0 DT positions as well as weekly positions. Granted that the weeklies are now closing on the 23rd instead of 24th because we are closed on Friday. So be aware of that. I waited for this price action to drop, and I entered into a PCS. Posted the details in the OM Theta room. If you want to be a part of that, make sure you're signing up for Tier 2 when you jump on the Patreon and get in there. If Unusual Whales can actually process my credit card information, I will be signing up for Unusual Whales to monitor price action or to monitor order flow. I think that's a tool that I definitely want to at least try out. And then if I like it, I'll consider signing up for the lifetime plan. But I want to make sure I vet that tool before I actually start to go all in on it. All right, look at that nice big green candle there. There you go. Reminder for those PDT. The week is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's right. Oh, man. Look at that. $1.05, $1.06 already. I'm already up big time on these things. I probably might go ahead and close out this PCS just to take the risk off the table. I just made an insane amount of money in just a freaking, in what, 5 minutes there. So PCS is a put credit spread. But now I'm going to be looking at taking some call credit spreads once we start to shake out here and kind of leg into a 0 DTE iron condor as well as a Wednesday or a Thursday expiring iron condor. So a couple of different positions. I posted in the Theta room that I want to be a little aggressive today on some spreads. Take safe positions. I don't want to play anything within 50, 60 points, and even that is aggressive in my book on a volatility day like today's. So I'm not looking to go hit them out of the park. I want 3 or 4 or 5 base hits to round the bases and win the game. I'm not looking for Barry Bonds to crank one into the Bay Harbor, the Bay Harbor every time. So. All right, 231 people watching. What's going on? If you are new to the channel or like what you see, hit that like button for me. Subscribe. We got a lot of great stuff coming out this winter time. How-to series on options trading, as well as notifications for every live trading event, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Got a big announcement coming up on January 1st, by the way. A new system that we're going to be rolling out for some income-generating plays going on through 2022. So new year, a new strategy, a new lease on your thinking in terms of how to become successful and profitable with options trading going into the new year. How did you set up your support resistance indicator? Great question. This is the first day I'm using this. This was created by blah, blah, blah. He's one of our members in the Discord. He set that up, that script. He wrote that script for us, and now I'm actually using it. It's awesome. Usually I just use the horizontal line indicator to set my levels, but now I'm using his indicator. It's pretty awesome. So green candles coming up to R1. What's up, Chris? How you doing? I love this. I'm glad you like it. Say that 4 times fast. The PCS is like a semi-bullish play. Yes. it is a bullish play in the matter that I don't think the price is going to fall. All it has to do is that the price has to stay above my short leg, and that position will expire worthless, generating the credit, 100% of that credit. To get that call out you made, would we have to be a part of Tier 2? Yes, you would, Tony. Those are reserved for our Tier 2 members. Tier 2 members. Only because those are higher level plays that require a little bit more buying power, and I don't want anyone just taking those plays, not really knowing what's going on, and losing $30,000 with not knowing what they're doing. So I want definitely a little more investment so you can really understand the gravity of spreads. Spreads, it feels like free money until you get directionally challenged. Like people that trade spreads for the first time, the first 2 weeks, they're like, hey, is this like, this seems like too good to be true. And then one day you wake up and you face a 3,000% loss. And yes, it is in fact too good to be true. So you just want to be very careful playing spreads because there's a very thin line between generating consistent credit and generating consistent income and picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. So just be cautious. Be cautious. How wide are you playing this? 25 wide. 25 wide. All right, so we're shaking out right here above S1. How can I get the script? If you go into the Meet the Staff, you'll find Bob Blablaw's, blah, 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 his script under Meet the Staff channel. So check that out. Red candles here off 453.54. Well, thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. How long would it stay into PCS? Would you play it like scalping an option? You could play it like scalping, yeah. For example, that right there. I mean, I was up like 70% on that PCS just right there. Obviously, that was a very large move. So I'm going to let this thing play out a little bit more. I took a 60-point way down there, like 60 points away. So as long as I maintain this kind of bullish action here, right at this 905, we'll see. But if I start to see another breakdown, I'll go ahead and take profits and close it out. You can day trade them if you want, scalp them, or you can let them hold till expiration. It's all up to you and your tolerance for the last 60 minutes or clinch there. 18% scalp, nice, mate. Wife is giving me updates. As you all know, if you followed me, my wife is in the healthcare industry. So she's at work giving me updates on the massive increase in COVID cases over the past few days. So brace for impact on some popping in some COVID cases coming up this weekend. Hard not to take profits when you see a 60 or 70% gain in a few minutes. Absolutely, hold my beer. Absolutely. All right, so we are wicking up S1 at the moment. 453.61 QQQ now is starting to kind of have this little upward trending thing. I'm going to switch over to the 15-minute to kind of get some trend data right here. The volume is kind of falling off right there. 5-minute right there. 3-minute kind of climbing up there. Right there, coming down onto VWAP on the QQQ. 3-minute right there as well. Below VWAP and touching S1. Well, credit brings in a lot of things. It's obviously everything has to do with price action, but in terms of credit spreads, theta is on your side, decay is on your side. So you want the position to stick or oscillate between a certain range. That's going to decay your position. Obviously, you want to build in breathing room. If you take a short leg, you want the price action to extend away from your short leg. Am I picking up any BA in this pullback? Yeah, buddy, you know it, Alex. You know it. In fact, let's take a look at it. 189 coming down to 185. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the airline industry is absolutely booming, despite what the data says. If you go to any airline around the holidays, around any kind of travel holiday season, the line is wrapped around. In fact, where I came, y'all know me, I have to work nights, so I drive into work and past the airport, and Thanksgiving, the line was the longest I've ever seen it. I'm talking, it was wrapped around the entire airport. I'm talking miles long line just to get into the arrivals and departures. So I'm very much long on the airline industry, regardless of any stats that I see on COVID, and I'll be buying a heap load of Boeing stock once all this Omicron starts to shake out a little bit. Yes, they are waived. They are posted live. If they are not posted live, I will make a note of the play, like it's late or I'm cell phone trading or whatever the situation is. But the vast majority of the time, the plays I post are live. Is 35% return on good on options? Absolutely. 35% is incredible. I will take 35% any day of the week and be happy about it. It looks like my stream is still laggy a little bit. Let me know if you're having some issues with that. I am with the United States Air Force Airline. Are you buying leaps or shares? Right now I'm buying shares. I'll consider some leaps, but right now I'm buying shares. All right, watch this on S1 right here. So if you're making money from theta decay, you will need to hold it for more than a few minutes. If you scalp PCS, it seems like theta won't decay too much in a few minutes. Well, price action and theta. You want price action and theta to go your way. Like that right there, that big price action put me up about 70% in minutes. So obviously, that's a great time to take that play. And then if the price here consolidates till the end of the day, the theta will start to kick into place too. Yeah, it looks like my stream is lagging a little bit here. Having some issues with TradingView and the stream. Is theta decay even better on high IV days? It depends. Well, it's yes and no, because when you have a VIX that's increasing, it's hard to get that decay because premiums are upheld by the IV increase. You'll see that especially on one-day DTE or longer DTE positions. So you have to be careful playing that because the decay doesn't help you that much. Today is not a good day for longs. Well, that's why I haven't taken any long positions yet. Things are very, very volatile, and it takes a very, very accurate entry point here, which I'm willing to do. I just want to make sure I get some good correlating data. My trading view is fine now, but for some reason my stream is out right now. I might have to restart the stream. Big red candles coming down to S2. Would you recommend selling at the money credit spreads as a no? No. Yeah, do not sell at the money spreads. You will face max loss very, very quickly. That's a very, very risky play. And the reason why risky players will do that, for example, let's say you've got a very strong emphasis or very strong, a very strong sentiment that SPY is going to bounce here and rage to 4,600 or to 470. Let's say this is the bottom. Then you would take a at the money spread here. I'm saying no. I'm just explaining you what that is, but I would say do not do this. It's an incredibly risky play, and it'll probably result in you facing max loss in seconds. So an at-the-money spread you would take right here, whereas a PCS, a short leg here and the long leg here, you're going to get a lot of premium out of that because it's at the money. And if it does go up, you would rake in a credible amount of premium, but it's incredibly risky, incredibly, because if this position goes down and you go in the money, you will face max loss in seconds, and you do not want to do that. So, yeah, don't sell at the money spreads. Not to mention, we can face assignment if you aren't trading anything other than indexes like SPX. If we're trading a stock like SPY and you start to close at the money, you could face assignment, and you definitely don't want to do that. Am I buying a call or put? Right now, no long positions. Oh, okay, yeah, so there's no stream. Yeah, my bad. Continue. Well, you need to be certain of direction, definitely. However, you need to give yourself a buffer, like because you want that position to finish outside the money. Finishing inside the money is no bueno. So, yeah, time builds into risk management as well, as long as you don't get a good directional move against your position. Bouncing off S2 here, 452 SPX is 45.49. I'll be looking at a long play here if we do get a bounce. Testing here, S2. XLF rounding over again. Increased selling on XLF. TLT, the bonds, are now flat after, let's see what happens here after these big red and green. It's pretty much trading flat. Let's see what happens there. Let's take a look at the rest of the X's. XLK is getting a small bounce. A little bit of green coming across all the X's. Yeah, I've got a little Excel sheet that does the calculations for me. Let's see here. I'll bring it up. Let's see right there. 4, 5, 4. So the conversion today is still 20. I'll say 1989. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to do the calculations on the SPX. Right there. All right, there's the SPX levels posted in OM analysis. Selling at the money spreads is counterproductive. Might as well just trade naked at the money calls. Yep, there you go. All right, so testing S2 here. QQQ's got a little red. XLF, XLC. So we're just testing the bottom. XLE energy is popping back up there. Surprising on that one. S2's got this little red candle right here. Is in the money options better than outside the money? It all depends on your system. I trade outside the money contracts and on my long positions. It just gets a little bit of return for me. Currently holding S2 right here. Do I give more weight to volume or open interest? I give weight to both. They're both very important. All right, green candle off S2 right here. All right, so we added another PCS right there as we bounce up here. If we start testing R1, I'm going to start looking at some call credit spreads to start legging into an IC for the day, as well as a weekly IC, and that'll be posted here shortly. Looking at some long plays here if we start to break up. Not interested in playing long positions just yet. Things are a little too volatile. I'm going to let some things shake out, and then I'll start popping into some things. Mary Wickmas, that's right. Let's take a look at the VIX, see where it's going. It rejected off of 2609. Big red candle on the VIX. Watch that. If it pops below, I have another pivot up here. Let's choose another one. Let's see where we pivoted last time. Right there's a good one. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's see right there. Look at that. It did pop right there as well. Let's go do copy paste. Where'd that one go? Copy. All right. What are your manual entries for the SR indicator? That is right there. And bam. So yeah, so if you go inside the OM analysis, you'll see the support and resistance lines. You can put them in there. VIX starting to get a little green. And testing VWAP again. Can't break VWAP. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. Now, that's what I was trying to do. Little Fortnite notification come up there from my kids. Playing Fortnite on my PC. How do I get the sports lines is indicator? If you go into the Meet the Staff channel in the Discord and look at Bob Labdaw's script, you can copy and paste that script into your Pine editor and your trading view. If you do a weekly IC, I think I'll do it on futures so I can manage overnight in case of emergencies. It's not a bad idea. Man, you use the term GameStop and Diamond Hands in the same sentence. I'm surprised the bot didn't ban you automatically. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The bot just kind of like fried itself. It's like input, collapsed. 453.49, caught in between S2 and R1 right now. Or I'm sorry, S2, S1 right now. I do not want to take a call credit spread yet. I want to let this thing shake out. I've got 2 PCSs hot and running right now. I do want to eventually enter a call credit spread, but what I do not want to do is enter to a call credit spread and get me about $1 or $2 credit, and then we have a little bit of a buying relief and smokes my premiums up to $3 or $4, $5 even. Yes, I'll still take them. I'll still take them far enough out with a decade and nothing, hopefully, but I don't want to face that premium just increasing up until the $3, $4, $5 range. I still have to fight that. Plus, I just want more premium. So I'm still waiting for a call credit spread to shake out. See if we do get a little bit of buyer's relief into the late morning, early afternoon. And if not, then we'll start to roll down some call credit spread strikes and start to play those down. In terms of long plays, I'm looking for a breakout of this range here. I don't want to sit here and play this big candles chop. It's taken one candle to get from S2 to R to S1 to S2, which is a let's see, about $1.20 candle. So it's a little too risky. If you're wrong, you're going to be wrong very quick. So I just want to play very safe. I highly recommend you play with caution today. I don't use squeeze momentum anymore for my short-term plays. I use it for my longer-term stuff. Another big red candle, man, large. It's crazy to see. It's either a nobody wicked out candle or a very large, beefy candle. So it's just a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of crazy action here. VIX is 25.53, bouncing off this pivot right here, which is the bottom of VET's range. Go down or trade sideways under your strike. Yep, crypto. That's right. Bring on the big beefy candles. SPX is 45.51 right now, and VIX is holding 25.52. Yeah, on the tier 2s, both of those are 0 DTEs. Look, another spike in the VIX there. And we're coming back down to S2. NQ is, man, it's barcoding left and right, man. Big candles on the NQ. And the volume is downtrending just slightly, still high though. And SPY is kind of just shaking and baking right in between S2 and R2 and S1 and S2. This does look like it's funny looking at it from a zoomed out perspective. It looks like chop, but we are chopping in a $2.5, $3 range. So there's a lot of movement here. You just have to be very, very careful. How do you sort your watch list like that? You got to create 3 different sections. Right click, right here. Right click here, go down. And I just sort it out. You grab the ticker that you want and you move it around. So I've got the top 10, I've got the 11 sectors, and I've got a meat and potatoes, which is pretty much everything I use frequently. All right, testing S2. Watch out here, as this is now a third time. This is an important candle. Do we break down? Now look at this. Look at the volume here. Do we break down here, or do we bounce? Looking at the 15-minute chart, start to build in trend data. Big top wick on the 15-minute, decreasing buying volume, or sorry, seller's volume. And look at this. See this decreasing volume right there on that 15-minute chart. Leads me to believe right here that maybe potentially we could have some buyers step in here. We need to see that happen in order to get any kind of relief bounce, or we could start seeing S3, S4 very quickly, especially with this high volatility. We are now testing S2 and dropping. So let's watch that and see if we get any kind of green action here. If I see anything like this, let's see here. If I see anything like this, then I'm going to start to think, actually here, there you go. I'm going to start to think that the buyer's going to step in and bring this back up, and I'll look for that. But right now, we're just not seeing that. It's all seller's action today on the 15-minute chart. 5-minute chart now, testing S3 right there, S2. And there's 3-minute bottom of veterans session range for the morning. What is the support and resistance indicator? That is my custom SR levels that I put in. The green and red lines you see on the chart. Actually, the stream, let's see, make sure that's good to go. Yeah, that's the custom line indicators. I put in the, I calculate the levels, and I plug them into that indicator, and it spits out these horizontal lines. Increase in seller's volume right there, and a hammer candle right off the bat there. Low volume, though, to follow up. And, yeah, watch this S1, which is almost co-altitude with VWAP. Let's see if we start breaking off that and bouncing off of S2. Terrain, pull up. I love it. All right, down, bouncing off S2 again, holding strong right here. Yes, it is. It's still the same for all different time frames. Yep. All right, red candles testing the bottom here. Careful. This is now 1, 2, 3 times. Or probably the fourth candle if you call this one right here. 5 times. If you testing this bottom of the range S2, watch what happens right here. Starting to break out. I'm going to bring up my put order form in the event that we start smoking out here. It's starting to get a little shaky. A little shaky. December 22nd contracts. Man, no volume on these things at all. At all on the SPX contracts. Not the candle, the SPX options chain. Big red candles here. Tested 45.40 on SPX. So SPY is down $7.80 from Friday's close. Let's take a look at the 1-year chart. Look at that. Look at that big action on SPY. Big sellers volume here on Friday, and now we're open up way down, bouncing off of R1 coming down. Watch this S5. That's what I'm saying. That S5 level is very, very crucial, which is one of our supports that we toyed with back in September and in December, the early December when we kind of bounced off of that. Coming down, testing S3 right there. There's that 15-minute chart looking very bearish. 5-minute chart. 3-minute chart. All right, I'm going to look at something real quick. All right, 452.16 right here. A lot of the X sectors here are starting to hit the bottom of that session range again, including XLK, YF, XLC is at the top of theirs and coming down to VWAB. XLI is just below. So curious to see where this day starts to play out here going into the late morning. Bear with me. Bam. All right. S2, S3 right here. Look at that big green candle right there. All right. Just posted another play here on in the OM Theta room. So bounce off of S3 strong right there. Volatility is very nuts. Short is traded 39 seconds. Are S&R entries calculated daily? Yes, they are. Every single morning I try to post them between 9 o'clock Eastern time. Thoughts on what we're looking for this afternoon? Possibly buying action to hit some R levels. All right, so that's what we're looking for. This thing is staying down under S2. Looking at the 15-minute chart, we have a little bit of green forming on the 15, which is the first green candle of the day. We'll see if that closes to see if we have any kind of relief buying. But the one thing I would like to caution you is do not get hung up on any kind of relief buying. Just because it's fallen over 100 points since Friday does not mean that it continue to do so. If I look back if you look back from the past moves that we've had, not to mention going back until coronavirus, this thing can continue to fall, and that's what smokes people. The initial move is not really what kills people. It's the follow-on move because they think it can't fall anymore, and they start to buy the dip, they start to enter calls, and they keep getting destroyed. So it can continue to fall. Hey, what's up, Almond Butter? Hey, you finally found time to watch a stream. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. In the past year of me trading, you've given me the best education tool. Oh, thanks, Jay. I appreciate you. I appreciate the kind words. So thank you. Yeah, so we keep testing VWAP and popping it on the way down, and now VWAP and S1 is basically the same thing. Basically the same thing. QQQ, testing the top here. XLF is testing the bottom. What's the VIX pivots? The VIX, I like to plot areas on which they like to reject and bounce so you can anticipate action up or down in SPY, and this is what we got so far for the VIX right now. That's upper PVI, the white lines. Right now we've got the calculated there off, which we've already rejected a few times in pre-market and in the trading session for VIX. So another red candle. Can't even get back up to VWAP as sellers continue to reign king today. Reign king. Alrighty. All right, S2, 452.79. Testing, holding S2 right now. Oh, man. Why is the market sideways right now? Because it is a short week. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on right now. There's a credible amount of bearish news, and right now the market is reacting to it. We're down considerably. So now that, it's always natural for the market to have natural oscillations. It's never going to go straight down. It's never going to go straight up. Even during Corona, as we tanked from, 320 down to, 220, 217, SPY had a lot of buy-ups in there. So, I mean, the market doesn't go straight down. There's a lot of buy-ups. So the buyers are trying to step in here, take over, and have a little bit of relief buying. And then if we continue selling later, we do it. But it's not going to get there quite yet. Can you do a quick summary of the bearish news? Yeah. Manchin came out, or Manchin said, hey, no, I'm not doing your BBB. And then you've got the Omicron. You've got inflationary scares. You've got energy crisis. I think Europe is starting to brace for a cold, wet season, and they're going to have some energy crunches because I think coal is in short supply in a lot of the European countries. And then, just a lot. So you got Omicron. You got hospitalizations. You got inflation. You've got the BBB. You've got energy. You've got all this stuff that's kind of weighing on. Not to mention we had people are expecting a Santa rally. We already had the Santa rally. We already had it. It just came a little bit early. So now we're trying to face in the ramifications of all that stuff, and it's on edge. Volatility is very high. When you have high volatility, there's going to be a lot of swings. So here we are, 452.96, and we're holding S2 here. So we'll see. It was more like instead of Santa's rally, it was Jack's the Pumpkin King's rally. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. European lockdowns. Yeah, there you go. Omicron. My kids are off from school this week, so if you hear any laughter or childish inklings in the background, that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm trying to be Mr. Dad while trading and entertaining you all. Yeah, the afternoon is when you really start to see that 0DT. These premiums, especially with the VIX as high, premiums can hold up very, what's it called? They can be stagnant for very long because as the decay starts to eat, VIX, implied volatility is holding up the premiums. And then like the last hour or two of the day, especially if you have a move that goes in your favor, the premiums get smashed the last hour or two. So yeah, you just got to tough out the first half of the day and then manage everything, make sure it's going in the right direction, and then hold on to it the last 2 hours. Another big red candle testing S2 again. QQQ coming off the highs. XLF is below their range. Could get hairy here. TLT is increasing sharply. It's starting to go parabolic. It looks like rates are down to 1.38 SPX. So just careful here. Careful here. I got killed last week because of the AM PM settlement differences. Yep, I never do AM contracts. Never do. Big red candle. VIX starting to get a little bit of a green there. NASDAQ is barcoding still, dead flat. Let's take a look at the top 10. Microsoft is just trending right on VWAP at the moment. Same as Apple, they look pretty much the same. Amazon's got a big red here. Tesla is like wedging dead flat. Not often you see that kind of action on Tesla. Google is chopping back and forth. So a lot of up and down action here across the board. Nvidia, we'll see how that starts to play out. Facebook is at the bottom. Berkshire is the same. JP Morgan is the same. Holding S2 so far. Can you make videos on important spreads? What do you mean? What do you mean? All right, another red here. Another red. How'd you get the yellow box around the candlestick? Right there, that is our vet session range. If you come down here, look at the veteran session range right there. That calculates the high and low price of the morning from market open until 10:05 Eastern time. That is a custom indicator. Keep your eye on the trading room, and depending on which level, the trading room, the super Patreoner, and the OM longs, OM theta. Another red candle coming down testing S3 as we are just bounding in between this little range here. Bam, bam, bam. Trending downward with VWAP. When are we going to break down? Increasing selling volume here. Watch S3. Watch if we break S3. Just being very patient. I'm starting to take some conservative PCSs throughout the day. Increasing selling volume here. Look at that. Look at that. So uptick in sellers. What's QQQ doing? What's the VIX doing? The VIX is now approaching first pivot. TLT has started to increase here, but it got a little wicked out there. Just trying to bring all the factors. Financial district has been just down progressively all morning long. Let's come out to the 1 year. And look at that action right there. Big old gap down. So this area right here is prior support. We want to be very careful of that area. Things can get very dicey. I know it's enticing, especially the past year and a half, year and 3/4, to buy the dip and hope this goes onwards and upwards to new all-time highs. But we're starting to shift. Things are a little different than they were. There's a lot of headwinds here. The printer is running out of ink. And so we have to be careful. We're only $2.50 away from a very, very key support. I'm not necessarily talking about today, although it can come into play today. I'm talking about this week. All right, watch this. Big red candles testing S3. I'm bringing up SPY contracts. SPX is a little low volume here. Look at that big red candle right there. Testing S3, now breaking below. Getting hairy. Interesting action. Interesting action. They are. Shepard, I was just actually looking at that. The December 22nd contracts now, they're not all moving all that much. They're up holding quite nice. So that's why I'm trying to be very, very careful on how I enter and exit these positions. Big green candle to match that red, S3. Watch out for that hammer if we do get an increasing buying volume here. Still no long positions yet. Just chilling right here. Let's watch QQQ. Wick out on the Qs. Look at this support on NASDAQ. It's been holding this support right here. VIX holding 25.73. SPY holding right here on S3. Yep, it's pretty. It's tight. Definitely, the QQQ range tech is trading sideways for the moment. So the buyers want no part of this at the moment. Right at S3. Right at S3. $25.67 on the VIX, holding right there. SPY is now on S3, eating up that green candle and testing new lows again. I think it actually did. Yep, there it is. It just popped new lows again. Watching these put premiums, they're not moving. It looks like they are frozen. The ones I'm looking at are not even moving at all with these green and red here. So needs to be a big risk reward analysis to figure out whether or not we're going to start jumping positions. When premiums get this high, it's hard to be accurate on some positions. So big red candle taking out lows. 45.36 now on SPX. Tesla finally broke. Oh, big sell-off on the Tesla. 895 and falling. SPY still right here. S3 and falling. Nope, they're not playing online games right now. Yep, this choppiness is rough. It's volatile, choppy volatility. Choppy volatility. Big selling action there on the tech as selling action is still increasing. Selling volume is picking up and up and up. Big action right there. Alrighty. I'm going to give this a few more minutes here. I'm going to hop off here, and I'll be monitoring the market as usual, hopping on for a later afternoon session as well. Kind of divide up the day in a morning and afternoon session. Things are definitely shaking. A little bit of green here, holding S3. A lot of downward action. Yeah, the stream is a little laggy this morning, so I apologize for that. I've got all my internet settings tuned up as much as I can. If you want to check out a non-lagging stream, just come over to the Discord, and I'll do a voice. I'm currently doing a voice stream that cuts out the lag. Obviously, you can't see anything, but you can hear that. You can hear the commentary. That doesn't lag. 451.77, testing down. Now coming down again. QQQ is falling over. SPX holding 45.36. Another big downward action top wick candle. The VIX now popped through first pivot and testing the upper 2609. That is a hairy situation we are addressing right now. Either the buyers do step in and defend this levels and come back in, or it's going to get very, very dicey, and I will close out my 0 DTE PCSs if we start breaking down here. Because that's when you start getting into territory where I'm approaching a little too close to in the money. I'm still 36 points off from in the money right now, but on a volatile day like this, 36 points is nothing. And I definitely do not want to start toying with that in the event that we hit a circuit breaker, because you can't get out of position that far. 4,700 seems like not so long ago. Not for me. That was only, 48 hours ago in terms of business trading hours. Yeah, so... Looks like a bearish trend day? Yep, it does. Yep. So doing its best to approach veterans' lower PVI at 44.87 right now. Red candles abounds right now as we're popping lows, lows after lows. S3 now approaching S4. And now down to 45.34, almost touching S4 now. Straight downwards action here. No buyers whatsoever. Big action, big selling action here. QQQ, man, QQQ just formed new lows. because put premiums aren't moving all that much. They're just not moving all that much. So even in that big move right there, it would only been like an 8% gain. So I'm monitoring those put premiums. So 454.98 was the high of the day, now coming down to 451. So we're talking about let's see, 455. It's about a $3 move, $3.50 move right now. Yeah, same. I'm in puts right now, but the percentage gain is minimal. Yeah, they're just not moving all that much. You're not getting the big hits that you think you would. Um, Alrighty, red action here coming below the 8 EMA. I'm going to take a look at the 15-minute chart here, and I want you all to notice the difference in this market as the prior markets. It is very, very bearish. There are no buyers in this market right now, and honestly, rightfully so. Like, there's not really much to want to buy this. There's a lot of bearish sentiment here, and plus it's a shorter week, a lower amount of time to get in there through Fridays, so the liquidity might be a little wonky. But yeah, rightfully so. There's not a lot of buyers in this market, so please be careful. Until we get an inkling that we are going to bounce, don't plan on it. Don't plan on it. Because right now, this market is very, very heavy. This has been straight line falling. And aside from this little 30-minute range here where we kind of had a buy up in pre-market, aside from that, it's been falling straight since the futures opened last night. Still forming new lows. QQQ is now breaking lows, and I'm starting to reach the point where I'm going to start looking for an exit on my PCSs or start hedge positions on these because 33 points outside the money is nothing on a volatile day like this. All it takes is one big smoke, and bam, my positions are in the money, and I start faking considerable losses. So. Nice little green there. Let's see what happens. QQQ, red, or I'm sorry, green candle. TLT has got this little top action here where we rejected once. XLF has got a little green. SPY. One of my PCSs is in the money, or is in the green. Two of them are barely in the red. So they're holding up just because the movement, although down, is moving slowly enough where the theta is doing its thing. But yeah, it's still getting a little dicey for me. Still getting a little dicey. Green candle wicked out. No buyers at all. And right here, just off of S3. VIX, let's monitor VIX coming up. It kind of got a red candle just under that pivot, the 2609 pivot. Oh, nice, nice. Well done. Well done. Just got our first bull order, 129,000. It ain't helping much, though. That green candle's about to get smoked. That thing flips red. Ooh, yeah. Let's look at the top 10. Every single item on my watch list is bright red. No surprise, though. Apple or Amazon, look at that. Amazon is red. Booyah. All right, so this 15,506 level on the NASDAQ, very key. Very key. We have, look at that, a lot of resistance there, support right here almost, and right there. So there's a big indication right here of the NASDAQ needs to hold this 15,536 level, the 15,506. Could start getting dicey. Dice-a-roni. The market maker's treat. Dice-a-roni. I love it. All right, green candle flip red again, and testing this S3, S4 level. Now I want you to think about something. I want you to kind of like pick yourself up out of December 20th, 2021 and put yourself back in March of 2020 when we were drilling through the floor. And people say, "Oh man, I wish I could have traded those days where we were down $17. I wish we could have I could have played puts all the way down and made 400% gains." Well, would you have? Would you have? So think about 10:14, 11:14 in the morning on like March 3rd, whenever it was, March 7th, when we were down $17 in one day. What would you have done right here? Would you have taken puts thinking there's going to be yet another $11 of sell-off? Yet another $10 of sell-off right here for the rest of the day? Or would you think about playing the bounce and buying calls? Like that's what I want you to start thinking about that kind of stuff. Like here's your chance. Like where are we going to go? Because if we break lows, which we are doing right now, we could very easily see another $2, $3, $4, $5 of sell-off if the sellers step in, because there are no buyers in this market, not right now at least. So, and there's another big sell-off there down to S4. And so watch this NASDAQ line. Watch it. It could be very dicey there. Very dicey. VIX came up and touched that pivot once again. Big green on the NASDAQ. Hammer candle on the NASDAQ. But it was eaten up. Ooh, big time smoked in the face. Dang. And went red. Oh, man. That was a hammer candle that went red. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. VIX is increasing still. Yep, the VIX is increasing, so the premiums are starting to increase in value. All right, green candles, a little bit of here between S3 and S4. All right. Just to fake out SPY trolling everybody. Yeah. Rejected. Anybody? You got the NBA Jam players from back in the 90s. Banking on 457 inch 50% retracement from the gap. We'll see. You can still get some pretty decent premium for PCSs that are way down in the weeds, way down there. I wish they would make an NBA Jam remake too. If we end up doing another lockdown, do you think it'll have the same effect on the market as last time? Major selling. Man, that's a good question. That's a little bit above my pay grade. I'm just gonna, kind of wing it here. If they do a full lockdown, I'm talking like March, February 2020 type stuff, I would anticipate selling. I just don't like the economy can take another lockdown, like one lockdown, but if we do it again, I'm talking like lockdown. I think it might tank the market. I do think that. All the measures that would put into place to prop the market up, you can't keep doing that unless you truly want to face 10% CPI. I don't think we can face another lockdown. So I think if they do that, it could do. I think if we do that, we could face another, or at least a market tank. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents. I know bad news is good news is bad news type of thing because of the monetary policy that we faced. However, I just think that it'll tank the market. say lockdown one more time. Yeah, a little Pulp Fiction-esque. Yep. I've got a PCS with a short leg of 44.75. How safe am I? I would be. I'm very cautious to use the word safe today. Nothing's safe with its volatility. You have to play very, very careful. Anytime you think you find yourself uttering the word safe in your mind as you're about to execute a spread, don't do it because I promise you it's not. If you want to hear the word safe, I will introduce you to Spread Killer 2000, and that is from December 15th. So, or maybe Spread Killer 3000, which was on December 16th. So, yeah. You don't think big 60 points can be reached? How about 100 points, 47.34 to 45.99? So, yeah, buddy. A little bit of green here. The first time we've had 3 green candles in a row since 10 o'clock Eastern. All right, a little bit of green, a little bit green. If you're caught in some PCSs, now's a good time to start to clipping some up. Now to start to take a little profit. So now's the time. If you're not comfortable holding PCSs with this downside, now's the time to cut some. Or a long position for that matter. A little bit of green on XLF, a little bit of green on XLV, XLY, XLK. Let's with NASDAQ. NASDAQ's got a little green, a lot of top wicks though. SPY is right there. Yeah, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like the mask enforcement stuff. It's weird. In fact, I went to when I went to Denver, last week, the day we left, I walked into a Mexican restaurant, which was fantastic, incredible food. And I walk in, and there's probably 150 people in the building, and it's packed house at every single table. And I had forgotten my mask, and I completely forgot about it because where I live we don't have mask mandates, so I forgot about it and I left it in the car. So I'm walking in, I'm like, hey, and they say, hey, sir, sorry, you can't come in without a mask. And I'm looking around, and 150 people are sitting there eating, and not a single person's got a mask on. And I said, okay, that's fine. Do you mind if I wait outside? Do I mind if I wait outside? And when you're ready to call me in, I'll just come in and sit down at my table. Nope, sorry, sir, you can't enter the building without a mask on. I'm looking around, there's 150 people, and not a single person's wearing a mask, all eating. I'm like, I understand the concept of mask mandates. I get it, medical, all that stuff, but I mean, come on. There's 150 people sitting there with no masks on, and just because I'm standing, anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. So there, it's kind of like the application. It's like, where do you draw the line between um, trying to do the medical, being medically responsible, wearing a mask, and like, all right, come on, people, like I get it, but come on. So. And I was like, sorry, okay. So I ran out to the car. I got the mask. No big deal. But it's like, come on, man. You're going to make me run all the way out to my car? Is like, whatever. S3, we're at 451.88. Don't be a Karen. I didn't ask to see the manager, so I can't. I'm not a Karen. I didn't ask to see the manager. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just go get my mask. I'm always about fitness anyway. I ran out to the car. By the way, fantastic Mexican restaurant. One of the best Mexican restaurants I've ever been to. So well done, Denver. Right under S3. Biggest bull of the day. Interesting. 406,000. I guess we'll see shortly here, AceNet. XLF has got a little green here. XLF and XLY and K are still coming down. So not a lot of buying action here. Big spike in buying, sold off in between S3 and S4. That's why I said if you are holding a long position or a bullish position, that was your time to scale out if you're not comfortable. Anytime you are uncomfortable and you get any kind of movement in your favor, trim the position at least. Just don't face the risk. Yeah, it's a great point, AceNet gains. Like that unusual whales, which I am going to test out as a new tool. It's just a tool. It's just that. It's supposed to give you an indication of overall market awareness. So use it appropriately. It's not the end all be all. Nothing is the end all be all. All right, so we're coming down. It looks like we're going to test this support again, or at least come close to it. At our disposal that are actually helpful and meaningful, and connection is wired. Yeah, my connection is definitely wired. I have that fiber AT&T internet, but I don't know why it's just slow today. Another green candle, Eaton. No, they're not playing Fortnite right now. There's no, yeah. Man, another red candle. What's the line in the sand before those PCSs? If we start breaking below here, I'm going to start getting really antsy because things are starting to, supports are starting to get broken very, very easily, and there's no buyers whatsoever. So, yeah, I'm getting very antsy on these PCSs myself. The 23rd stuff I'm okay on. The 0 DTE stuff is what I'm going to start to get antsy on if we start getting breaking below right here. So in terms of SPY, I did the calculations, and 448.1 would make me go in the money. So, right there. That's an easy move on a volatile day like today. Some juicy buy opportunities on good growth stocks which are beaten down. Thoughts on buying the dips? For me, this downward action just started, so until I see some confirmation. And here's a good indication. When my day trading, my theta plays are different from my long-term positions. On my stock account, I look up the 50 and the 200 moving average. That's pretty much it. The 50, 200, sometimes a 34. I don't like to buy that position until it's crossing back up through the 34, through the 50. And that's still after I get a lot of sentiment change in the market. Whatever's bringing the market down, I want to kind of see a sentiment shift. Although in the big scheme of things, I don't really care if I'm wrong because I'm holding these things for 20, 30 years. I'm not looking to shake and bake. The only time I really closed long-term positions is I closed Netflix and I closed Tesla because they were just acting a little too crazy and they were sentiment-based plays. They weren't long-term growth-style plays. Obviously, I was wrong on Tesla. However, a lot of my finances did very well with Tesla, so I can't complain about that. 187.12, and let's bring up here. Let's see. Give me the 34. And give me the 50 right there on the 1-year chart. So Boeing on the 1-year. See on the 50 right there, which is that red line. The Boeing is now trending below the 50 at the moment. The 50 simple moving average. So what I want to see on that 1-year is crossing up through that 50 to start going long again. When I start adding on there, that's what I want to see. See how like right here, we popped through back in November, and then we did that again, and then here's the Corona crash, and we climb up here. We have these big spikes that keep bouncing above the 50. So I'm looking to hold 3-4 months. That's what I'm really looking for. And then, of course, you've got the 300. I'm sorry, the 200. Clean bounce off of S4. All that to say, if you're looking to buy up some discounted plays, I would be cautious. Wait until the bounce is confirmed instead of timing the bottom. Timing the bottom is just as dangerous as timing the top. All right, well, because the price action is kind of choppy here and the stream keeps cutting in and out, I'm going to go ahead and call that a morning. It is 10:40, 11:40 Eastern Time. It's been fantastic. I'm currently holding 4 plays, all call writing or options writing. I think 2 of them are zeros, 2 of them are the December 23rd plays, and we're currently testing S4 again. So please be careful today. If you're doing short or long positions, please be careful because big moves can be made very quickly, especially since the buyers are nowhere to be found. just be safe. Today is not a day to be aloof with your positions because you can get smoked. I appreciate y'all taking that time to be here. If you want to pick up a good investing shirt, support the community, head over to theoptionsmillionaire.com. We posted the new trading shirts today. They're already selling. There's not that many of them left, so please get your hands on one of those if you want to take advantage. If not, I will see you all later today. If volatility picks up, we'll get on the voice stream, not the YouTube, but the voice stream, and we'll be making some trades together today and figuring out some strategies going into this short, truncated week. So I hope you have a good rest of the day. Stay safe. Please be smart, and I will see you all later. I'm out.